Y'all have probably already heard about this on TikTok or other social medias, but you probably don't know the reason behind all of this. So, here's some gameplay so you don't get bored from all of my yapping, and we can get right into it. So, the first reason, set by the President of the United States, Donald Trump himself, is that Nicolas Maduro, aka the President of Venezuela, was allegedly drug trafficking into the US and they needed to capture him and get him to court. But the second, arguably more important reason for them, is that Venezuela has the largest proven petroleum reserves on the planet. And like the greedy little that Donald Trump is, of course he wanted to get more money and power from it. So, on the 3rd of January 2026, the United States started bombing the capital city of Caracas, and at least 100 people died and dozens more have been injured because of it. And it's just absurd that 100 people have to die just because you want to arrest someone. Like, I swear, if it was any other country, there would be some form of attack back immediately. But because it's the USA, nobody can really do anything because they would get instantly nuked back. After bombing Caracas, they pulled up and captured Maduro and his wife. Maybe you're asking, why his wife too? Well, I don't know, maybe they were like Bonnie and Clyde, but in drug trafficking. I asked ChatGPT about it, and it said that US prosecutors have claimed that both Nicolas Maduro and Celia Flores were part of the same criminal network, accused of narcoterrorism, large-scale drug trafficking, and cooperation with organized crime groups, because her name appeared in the same US indictments as Maduro's. Oh, so they were like Bonnie and Clyde, but in drug trafficking. That's some real life story right here. By the way, when I was doing research for this video, I found this photo right here. Like, you can make this up. Maduro and his wife are now imprisoned in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center. And in this prison were in the past people like P. Diddy and Ghislaine Maxwell, aka Epstein's former girlfriend. So you can imagine that the prison is not for some average criminal. Now you're probably like, okay, that's good that Trump arrested him. But to be honest, Trump is not really great either. Like, he's not just some wholesome sweet little pookie bear who is just trying to make America great again. He was literally like best friends with Jeffrey Epstein, who was like the biggest child predator in history, and he denies it, even though there's a video where Epstein himself says that he was his closest friend for over 10 years. And there's evidence that Trump used Epstein's private jet multiple times. Like, this guy is just shady as f. Like, genuinely, how do you look at this and say, yeah, that's a great guy to be president of like probably the strongest and most powerful country on the planet? And I'm not even talking about his obsession with the big red button in his office. Like, his way of solving problems is looking like this.
Mr. President, how are you going to address the rising price of groceries in the U.S.? We have to bomb Venezuela.
Like, he's probably looking at that button like how I look at Karina, bro. Like, I swear he's in love with it. And by the way, like 4 hours ago, Donald Trump said that he wants to occupy Greenland and that he will get it the good way or the bad way.
We are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor. Okay? I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way.
So it's really convenient for me because it's just proving my point. But one good thing I have to say is that if he says that he'll do something, he will actually do it. Except releasing the Epstein files. Those are just democratic hoax for him, and he was like publicly saying they never even existed and they are made up by Obama and Biden.
I would say that, these files were made up by Comey, they were made up by Obama, they were made up by the Biden,
Oh, but he released them. Yeah, and they look like this. That's some really good information, Donald. I can't wait to read it. And by the way, Putin reacted to this whole Venezuela situation and said that they should resolve it with diplomacy. Yeah, that's really ironic coming from a guy who was in war with Ukraine for almost 4 years and he was rejecting solving it with diplomacy. Like, I can't even talk about this situation without crashing out, bro. Like, I can't. I genuinely can't. I literally feel like some 35-year-old camel who has a 9-to-5 job at Tesco, and when he comes home, he just rants about how the president election is stupid and that we will do better job than them and whatever. Like I said already, it's just mind-blowing for me that the US can just bomb some country mainly for money and no one can do about it. And back to the Trump bombing everyone thing, he's not alone who's like this. Like every single one of these big country rulers is just so insecure, bruh. Like for example, if some random country leader said that Xi Jinping looks like Winnie the Pooh, he would literally nuke that country to the ground till there's nothing and no one left. And this applies to the others too. Like if someone said something even little bit mocking about them, they would be angry the same way like my Russian CS2 teammates when we lose 2 rounds in a row. Like you can't deal with that kind of I should just wrap it up, because it's just me ranting on everyone at this point. So, if I have to take just one thing from this video, just please, don't fall in love with any big red button. Bro, that was like the worst quote ever.
And as always, every customer leaves with their very own phone site. LaRusso.
And he denies it, even though there's a video where Epstein himself says that he was I don't know. Maybe they were like Bonnie and Blue. Probably looking at that button like so it's just really convenient for me because it's just Já jsem proč jsem tam řekl to just, tak když freestylu. Is also home to the world's highest waterfall. Angel Falls, nearly 1 kilometer tall. Pane bože, vole, to je p***vina. Was allegedly drug trafficking into the US. And they wanted to get him to the court. A spadlo mi OBS. Loving it. I think it looked like something like Konečně, ty vole. Konečně jsem volnej. Pane bože, ano.
¡Venga por mí! ¡Aquí no esperan Miraflores! ¡No se tarden en llegar! ¡Cobardes!